Good morning, Internet. Finally, we're going to talk about this game. I deliberately decided to not talk about it in the first months because you know what happens when a mainline Final Fantasy comes out. Nobody on the internet is safe. In fact, I think I'm still in danger after this one. And I'm glad I've waited a little bit because initially, to be real honest with you, I didn't like this game. And the more I thought about it, the more I played it, I might have finished it 3 or 4 times. The more I realized, what are you talking about, dude? This is your game. They made this for you. This is your dream game. And we're going to talk about things I like, things I don't like. I will nerd about the gameplay all day long here. But before we do that, I want to prove my integrity first with a flashy combo. Watch me nail this first try, you little noob. Still first try. Yes, still first try. Ah, finally we made it. That's the easy part. You can't possibly drop this. Actually, let's not jinx that. I can't believe I jinxed it. Oh, come on, dude. Boom, you see that first try. Only noobs need more than one try. Now, before we get to the cool stuff in this game, I would like to talk about the things I don't like. I don't like the story, never been a fan of Game of Thrones, and naturally, if you don't like the story, you can't connect with the characters either. But that's something you can easily blend out if the gameplay is nice. I can forget all about that if I can just sink in the gameplay and do all the stuff I want. What I initially didn't like about the gameplay, and that used to be a huge deal breaker for me, is that the combat is dumped down a lot. For a Devil May Cry, this is way too easy. Example, you guys know this move, which is called Lunge in this game, which is basically a stinger. I have to press uh, X and square at the same time to do it, and wow, I'm not dropping it. Why could that possibly be? If you would check out my control scheme, yes, it's extremely lenient. I'm pressing square way after X, and it still gives me the move. Same with Handbreaker, also works the same way. You can even glide your thumb to get this out. It's foolproof. Just like in Devil May Cry 5, the hitboxes are really huge, and the animation is really long. You know why? So you can charge your charges really easily. Lenient charges, which I personally really like. Uh, it's way faster and way more lenient than Devil May Cry, I feel. You can possibly drop this. Like, people talk about Control Scheme C, which puts the magic on your shoulder button to charge more easily, two buttons at the same time, but honestly, you don't need that. Yeah, okay, you need to claw a little bit with this control scheme, but I mean, look at this. This is nothing you can't learn in 3 minutes. At max. One thing I absolutely can't live with is the bottom right, the abilities. I don't know what's going on in Gauss symbol, but it's really funny. Calling it KW wouldn't cut it. You have 2 ability slots per icon, you have 3 icons, so in total there are 6. In this day and age, it's not cutting it. That's way too less. Again, 10 years ago, Luga had 48, and we're sitting here with 6 again. Like, you have very long and elaborate abilities that do all sorts of stuffs. Things that synergize with your gauge, things that let you cancel and recover faster. You have projectiles, you have very long animations, uh, many cool different things. And you telling me I have to cram all of this in 6 slots? Not to mention that combo potential needs a different set of abilities and maximum damage output against bosses need other. which I guess dealing with your setup is also kind of charming, but still, I feel like 6 is way too less. There are so many cool, elaborate combo videos out there. I know, I get it, you have like different things too, like the charge abilities and stuff, and icon abilities, but still, like 6 is way too less, and it's not really doing the people justice you want to address with a Devil May Cry combo. And I kind of get it. They don't want to take away your mobility, so jump is still intact, and they don't want one ability overlapping with the other, so that icon abilities. They don't want you to mix them up. But still, I mean, Kingdom Hearts can handle this. Why can't we? Like, trust your player base a little bit more. Why do you have to compensate so hard? There are other small things that bug me a little bit, like Phoenix Shift being a teleport and Deadly Embrace being a snatch. In my opinion, very lazy combo filler. I mean, it's in the game, it would be kind of stupid to not use them, but in my opinion, it's just lazy combo filler, so I handicap myself out of it. And then there are things like Heat Wave, which looks very cool and is a projectile, and Rook's Gambit, which also looks pretty cool. Have a built-in parry for some reason, so everything kind of does the defensive part for you in this game. I don't know why that's the case. You can do like dedicated abilities for things like that, but I guess with 6 slots, you kind of have to cram side effects like that in these kind of abilities. You can always rely on Final Fantasy having cool end-game abilities and stuff. And Odin and Bahamut kind of check the boxes in that thing. Kinda because the problem with these two is they play themselves. Like Odin especially, it's just cutscenes. And you're mashing to extend the animation. And then once the gauge is full, you just unleash this. The gauge is even intact when you swap the icons. And there's also a third ability called Blade Dance, which it really is just cutscenes. And honestly, this feels automated enough already, so I don't use that one. The coolest thing was this shift thing that cancels animations and recovery frame. But outside of that, it really is just cutscenes. Bahamut also, and I think this one has the least amount of combo potential in the game. You have this impulse that does work for you. You have satellite that shoots extra projectiles with you. You can cast Mega Flare. You can't do anything in this state except if you have satellite, and suddenly you can self-defend and cast in peace. Of course, it's a little bit difficult during crowd controls, but you have your dodge mechanic. Just dodging in this state will speed up the Mega Flare cast. Oh yeah, that's very important. This might be a skill issue thing on my part, but I can't do a actual just dodge in this game. Maybe some of you have an explanation for that. I have a video that showcases that for some reason you have to delay your dodge a little bit forward. Like you have to dodge a little bit earlier than usual to get the actual just dodge. Might be a skill issue thing on my part again, but I don't have problems like that in Bayonetta or with Royal Guard and Devil May Cry. So you guys tell me what I'm doing wrong. Also, yeah, let's do this. It looks sick. I utilize this one in a combo, but still, in my opinion, it's just very difficult utilizing this in a combo. But there's so many cool stuff in this game. Like, oh, it's called Rift Slip. I thought it's called Drift or something. Like, without the boundaries of the actual game and the training mode, you can just spam this thing. It looks so sick. Or you can do it infinitely in the air. You know this one manga panel where it says this guy's teleporting at the same spot over and over, and it looks like he's just flying. We're basically doing that. I wish we could move in the air, but we can't. But we can do this. I didn't even know it has a special animation with this blade. Regardless of what I just said about Bahamut, I still like Impulse as a infinite juggler. Fly, my little guy. I like Shiver for a late game icon. It's surprisingly skill based, if you would like to call it that way, because this cold snap, it's not readjusting hate or anything like that. It just goes straight. I'm a train. I will move forward and nowhere else. You will not stop me with your trolley dilemma. Let me get higher. Let this guy be under me. See? No hate readjustments. Let me jump above this guy. Yeah, you just move forward. You have these downed attacks, which you can cancel with charged attacks. That's pretty funny. There's one in particular. Yeah, this one. I really like this one. It looks so... It synergizes so well with the animation. This one also just infinitely juggling. Not sure what I should think about these circles. I mean, instead of giving you a visual cue, they make sure there's a giant circle in the middle and you can't fuck up the timing. I don't know, I think it's kind of lazy, but I mean, whatever. If this helps people get more into this, then I'm all for it. It's nothing optimal, but it's kind of cool that you can do this. This is what I like the most about this game. You can do all sorts of weird shit in the training mode all day long. And I think I spent the most time in the training mode in this game, to be real honest with you. All the hours in this game, it's all in the training mode. And it's cool. I like how we have a training mode that has no boundaries. Do sorts of stuff. You can spam this all day long to reach absurd heights. Then just slam this asshole down. Ooh, nice. It's still in here. This thing, this is just, it's in here for eternity. It lasts forever. There's also lots of synergy between abilities. You can do this into this and they just fire on each other, which is really funny. You saw this one already, which just makes him float. If you can estimate where he lands, you can even catch him in the air. Let me try this again. Exactly like this. That's sick. The shot lock from Birth by Sleep, not a fan of it either. I mean, it just aims and shoots for you, but it also does cool stuff. Let me catch this guy. And he just gets back in here. Oh, that's so sick. That's pretty nice. I think my favorite ability with Phoenix is this. I can even cancel it with X. That's really cool. I need to get up higher. I need to do this in yeah. Yeah, I like that. And you cancel it and do something else. And then you cancel this and you do this again. Oh, you can do it twice in the air. Even without the normal game boundary and training mode. Weird, I didn't know that. Also, interestingly enough, all the details about an ability are written down here. With the update, also a cooldown. Like, look at this. If an enemy attack is dodged while jumping back, Counter-Strike is intensified and ability cooldown is reduced. Yada yada, whatever. So it actively tells you it has a built-in parry. And where was that? There was a really interesting special case. Like, there, swift into shot. There, lifting shift shot. Lift a downed enemy into the air with a shift shot. So more or less, this thing tells you about OTG. On a grounded opponent, this is how you get them back on not on their feet, but you float them again, which is really interesting. I don't know a single game that actually does the work to note down things like this. So if you don't want to experiment all too much, you can just check out the details here. Yeah, I don't know what was up with me initially hating this game. I mean, if you like combats like this, you have to buy this game. Like, look at this. Most of the time was just me doing shit like this in the training mode. And if you never did that, I highly recommend checking this out. Not necessarily with this game, but similar games that offer similar options. I was just about to say high skill ceiling. I wouldn't really say high skill ceiling, but you can do a lot of things in here. Hey, you guys probably know a few things, right? Like, let this be a sanctuary for things like that. Write all that shit down in the comments. And other cool stuffs, and whatever you found with this one. If you like games like this, you have to buy this. That's my absolute verdict on this game. And it has so many cool things that synergize well with each other. This is something, in my opinion, is missing a lot with Kingdom Hearts. It has so many cool features, and nothing is synergizing with each other at all. There's nothing that complements one thing with another. Hopefully, Final Fantasy will keep this direction. Not necessarily being a Devil May Cry clone, but having lots of options in the gameplay would be nice. My schizo theory is that they saw what we did with Final Fantasy 15, like regardless if you like the game or not. But I think we did combo videos about that one, and I think they doubled down on it with this gameplay. And maybe next time, hopefully not being all too easy like you saw this one. And I'm looking forward to hear what you have to say about that. But 6 slots are way too less, so you tell me if I'm wrong or wrong about that one. And I'm sorry for all the things I did to you, my little. Oh, he's called a mugger! I'm so autistic. I realized it just now. Anyway, don't subscribe, please. Like, for real, I can't handle you guys. Don't subscribe.